Great.
A lot of creative staff.
That's great. How long have you been on the board?
Well, I've been on the board just 2 years, but I worked for the high school district for 38 years.
There you go.
A little experience there. That's
I went
wonderful.
to Wyoming High School in the early 60s. So.
All right. Great.
We have 3 academies right now.
Transportation.
Marine Science, Transportation, Marine Science Academy.
Marine
San
Science.
Fernando. And we're looking into maybe next year implementing a STEM academy. We're in the state planning stages,
Great.
and Dr. Smarkin has been very supportive with
Excellent.
that.
I was a marine biology teacher, so I have to find out
Yes.
about
There
your
you go.
marine
Well,
academy.
Mr. Haynes is going to be
This
joining.
was just completed, that just opened up this year, and this was partially funded out of CTE funding from the state, federal government,
Great.
matching funds. So what you're going to see here is a state-of-the-art transportation academy. It's not just an auto academy.
Perfect. Perfect. Jesus, it's good to meet you. Jesus, thank you. Good to meet you.
Mr. Lopez,
Mr. Lopez, nice to meet you.
Morning.
instructor,
Nice
and
Nice meeting you.
Jonathan.
Jonathan Throckmorton.
academy coordinator.
Nice meeting you.
Great. Great. Give you my card
Thank you,
as well.
sir.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about the program. This is second year?
This is our first year of it
First
with the
year
new facility.
with
Yes,
the new
sir.
facility.
Yes, sir. We moved in over the summer, so it was completed towards the end of last school year. We moved in over the summer, and it's been an ongoing process, but it's really coming along. We're really having a good time with it. State-of-the-art tooling and equipment. So what you see is we've got right here. We kind of set everything up so you can kind of see what we got going on.
Right.
But we've got a front-end alignment system. This is actually a 4-wheel alignment system made by Hunter, and we try to stick with industry standard equipment. So when the students train, they're using the same equipment that they'd be using out in the shop. So when they go out, if they're going to intern or if they're going to go out and get a job after high school, they're already used to the equipment. So they've got to already have a leg up on the competition. So we've got our front-end alignment, our 4-wheel alignment system here. We've got various lifts where we do our servicing. These are our project bays, and this is our servicing area. Our wheel and tire center is over here, so we can mount and dismount tires. We can balance them. Brake lathes. So I mean, we're pretty much a full-service shop right now. We can do AC servicing, transmission flushes, coolant servicing. So
great.
the students learn pretty much everything. This is my class, one of my classes.
All right. Hi, class. Hi, students.
This is the State Superintendent of Schools, Superintendent Torlakson, has come by. We've talked about it. He's come by to view this facility and view you guys and watch you guys in action. So right now we're doing a brake module. We're actually doing brake caliper rebuilds. We're trying to teach them just how much money they could save if they can do the work themselves. And a lot of times you can do the work in your driveway or your garage with basic hand tools. If you know the systems, and so they're learning the system, they're learning how the hydraulic systems work, hydraulic theory, Pascal's law, and then they're going to be putting these together. So it's exciting. Right.
And so after high school, I joined the merchantry and worked as a fireman and oiler and worked with engineers, break down condensers and pumps and engines, and so I love tools.
So you've got the you've got that background
I
too.
see the value of
Right.
the kind of learning you're doing and the skills you'll have when you're done, and the confidence you'll have from developing those skills. So keep up the good work.
And that's something I share with my students all the time is I could read it and a day later I forget it. If I see it, I can do it. If I do it, I'll never forget it.
Never forget it.
Can
And
we
that's
have
how
some
much
of the
more.
students give him a
Yes, ma'am. You
Please.
guys want to
Thank
show them
you.
around? These are some of my advanced students, and they'll be happy to show you around. And
Good.
The information pops up over the earth.
Wow, that's cool.
well.
Using technology.
It's supposed to.
Staff says VIN number, put it right in.
Is that what she's doing?
You load up all the information about the car, so it's on the VIN or the barcode.
Okay. Well, this is exactly what they'll be using when they get out there.
Yeah.
In the real world.
Awesome.
These
Wrenches
are
here.
different torques for lug nuts.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
for example, my car used this one. My car's in the backyard.
Yep.
In the yard. So,
What kind of car do you have?
a Toyota 4Runner.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty cool.
How did you get interested in the auto side of things? Look at all these good tools.
My family is more or less filled with mechanics, you know. And
Okay.
So
Yeah.
there's tons of mechanics in my family. My mom was a mechanic. My grandpa is a mechanic. And my brother was a tow truck driver.
It's like in your DNA.
Yeah, pretty much.
And we make sure that we have everything
Yeah.
placed. We do inventory checks like once a month, you know, and
Right.
we just make sure that everything's
Yeah.
kept clean and
That's
stuff,
cool.
so that we don't lose them, so that they last longer for
I learned
next
that in
years
the
to come.
merchantry, but my dad also taught me that. You respect your tools, take care of them, and they'll last a long time. Right?
It's, if I remember correctly, it's over 2 tons, if I remember correctly,
Wow.
of force that this can emit, and it's
Wow.
like to no forcing you, like not much energy to you. It's kind of cool.
See, we work as like mechanics, right? But
Yeah.
we also have like an after-school program, which is the build team, and we pretty much do everything, mechanics and body works and stuff. So like we were gonna do bikes. Right now we're working on a Bronco, 1970 Bronco. So yeah, we're working on that.
They start out in 10th grade, and in 10th grade we do a online program that consists of learning about business, and they interact with the computer. And then when they get into 11th grade, they work on their accounting, and then when they get into to be a senior, they work on their economics. But when they get to be a senior, they take on the role of being an entrepreneur, and they have a special business model. They go
Take an
work on
idea for a
idea.
product, how do you market it, how do you sell it?
That's
how do you-
correct.
How do you,
And
what
they
are your
have
production
competition with
Oh,
other
wow.
schools
Who,
around.
who organizes the competition? Is that a?
Well, it's a state thing with Department of Fresno of Education.
Yeah.
And they go through that, and they have competitions in San Diego, San Francisco,
Cool.
and so forth, Bakersfield.
That's
And,
great.
But it's a very good program, and they get to know about business and how it affects them, and hopefully they can continue to go on with their education.
Is the university system, we're trying to get them to approve more CTE courses. Do they count this as one of their A to Gs?
Yes, all our classes are A through G and college prep.
Great.
So they have access to that.
Good.
Also, through ROP, we work with them and we do internships. We have a really good institution in the community, a bank, and they give 24 students $2,000 scholarships, but they have to go through a summer program with the community college through this academy. So it's really good incentives, and we do have some students that got internships. Last year, I went to the ceremony at the community college because they were the ones that were awarded, and they got internships in different businesses in the community. They do an amazing job relating with the businesses here.
Oh, fuck. What? Order. Order.
Thank you very much, guys. That was excellent. Good job, you guys. Great work. Great job. Thank you. Yeah, that's
Appreciate it.
awesome.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah.
I saw you were in the Merchant Marines also.
Yes,
You were in,
yes.
you got a Vietnam ribbon.
Yes, I did.
Checked your bio on Google.
Oh,
Make
yeah,
sure I know who
there-
I was talking to here.
Went in the war zone in 1969.
Good job.
Carrying munitions from Fort Chicago, California.
Wow, fantastic. Great.
So,
A variety of classes, science of flight, survival, all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
And we have about 130, 140
Yeah.
kids in our program.
Wow.
So it's really
have you
good.
been to Northrop Grumman's facility anytime recently?
I've been down to the one in Los Angeles, but we just did a parade competition down there. So I haven't
Right.
been inside there, but I've worked a lot with Northrop Grumman.
I just
when I was in the Air Force.
I've recently visited there
Oh,
and
yeah.
Lockheed. They're in the
Yeah.
middle of a $6 billion
Yeah.
project, which is international. Canada,
Oh, okay.
some companies
Yeah.
in
Uh-huh.
Europe. They're building a telescope that would be
Yeah.
bigger than this framework here
Right,
to the
yeah.
building. To the building. It's collapsible, and they're going to
wow.
launch it 1,000,000 miles into
Right,
space.
right.
And then it will unfold. A radio signal will come from Earth, and it'll unfold.
Oh, wow.
Put heat panels, and they'll look back to the beginning of the universe.
That's
They'll
unbelievable.
see the universe at about 1.5 billion years
Right.
old, before stars even were born.
Wow.
And so it's going to be.
That's
but
amazing.
the
I
kids,
read that stuff too.
that might be interesting.
Yeah, to
for some of your
pursue that,
kids to
yeah.
go down and.
Right.
Do you guys work with the Naval Air Weapons Station?
We do sometimes. We've taken tours of the facility. Yeah, we tour all the local facilities.
Nice.
Edwards Air Force Base, Port Hueneme, the Point Magoo.
Good.
Yeah,
and
we've
Vandenberg Air
been
Force
all
Special.
over the state.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Major Weaver's ROTC group just did a
Yes,
very
I
fine
just, I
demonstration.
saw them. I was right behind you guys.
Awesome. That's awesome. Anyway, thank you. Hi. Good morning. Yeah, Tom Torlakson. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Good. It's good to be in your class. Yeah, I see hands-on learning. I love it.
You want to take me through what you're doing just really quick? We've got about 5 minutes per
Yeah.
class. So.
Yeah. And these are solar-powered race cars. This is our Green Technology Academy sophomores. So they're learning to follow procedures.
Yes.
We've gone through all the background of how solar works. We have a company in Camarillo, that Arco Solar, that They were doing stuff 60 years ago for the space
Right
industry,
here in Camarillo?
right here in Camarillo. So
Oh, that's cool.
you know, it's actually the same type of solar panels that they're polycrystalline. So these kids they're learning a lot. They still produce out there.
Right.
It's
Is SunPower helping you? I saw
SunPower is great. They're a great partner.
Yeah.
They're doing everything they can to get these kids. It's more of the practical application.
Right.
So how do these go on homes? How do we size for different homes or businesses?
Wind issues.
Yeah, all
how
that.
do you anchor onto the rooftop so you don't penetrate
or
the
ground
roof?
mount or whatever they're doing.
Right.
So it's really awesome. For our school district, we got like 4 different kinds of mounting systems. So we take, and they help pay for us to take them around and show all these systems.
Cool.
So yeah, right now they're learning gear ratios, power to weight. You know, we talked about if you're going to have a real solar power race car, how big would your solar panels need to be?
To get a real race car to go.
You wouldn't be able to fit it on the road. You need so many.
Yeah.
But that's what they figured out with the square footage, you know, and square inches and converting. But yeah, power to weight, all that, you know, a lot of technology, a lot of STEM. The curriculum is all STEM based.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
But this whole CTE issue, how do we prepare and reach out to people who have the aptitude and experience and love of that career, and then get them into the classroom so they have the pedagogy and they have the necessary knowledge of how you interact with students and so forth. So it's a challenge. And so I'm open to ideas you have. Have you looked at any thoughts on that particularly?
Well, I wish I had a silver bullet for this one. I don't. But I think really exploiting the relationship with particularly Cal Poly, and so you have programs in hotel management at Cal Poly. You've got engineering. I mean, some of the professional 4-year culinary arts hotel management schools. I mean, we really need to strengthen those ties and find ways to bring some of those people back into secondary.
I am so pleased to be here. This is a great moment. I have the privilege of handing out the Seal of Biliteracy to a number of you who have accomplished this very important distinction, this very important skill set. And I want to say first thanks to all the parents who are here. I want to say muchísimas gracias. I want to say merci beaucoup. I want to say xie xie. So I think it's wonderful what you've done, and for the students the same, in French, in Spanish, in Chinese, no matter what language, we want to honor the ability to speak more than one language. And for all the reasons that was just stated by your wonderful representative here, it's good because we live in a global economy. We're connected to the rest of the world in richer and richer and deeper ways all the time. And it's so important to have this skill. And in the past, some looked on being an English learner as like a handicap or it's a problem. And what I look at it is it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity because you start with one language and then you have the chance to learn English and you have the chance to learn your parents' native language even in more depth in terms of the skills in writing and communicating in that language. So it's truly an asset. I was in the legislature as a senator and assembly member for a good number of years, and this idea came along and I embraced it. And Californians Together and other organizations said, let's change the thinking, let's shift it around to this is a positive. And so you who are receiving this today, you're on the positive side of history and moving where we should be. And there's something, even a bit of something like an arrogance where in the United States, it's like English is the only language, where in the rest of the world, students know they're taught practically from birth 2 languages, sometimes 3, some countries 4 languages. So we're moving past that sort of self-centered approach that English is the only way. English is important. Mastering the English language is so important. And those who are getting these certificates know that, and those who are friends and parents of those students also know that. But again, I just want to say congratulations, felicitaciones, and we want to move ahead. Arriba y adelante. Juntos. We'll do it together. Okay.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to invite State Superintendent Tom Torlakson up here to say a few words. He was with us this morning, and we're really excited to have you here. And thank you for coming all the way down here. I know that your time is really tight, but one of the things we advertise this event for, and this is really important, educators have a tendency to talk. What we want to do today is listen. Listen to the business and community leaders. Tom wants to listen to you, so he's going to have an opportunity to share what we're doing in education, but I think he wants to have some time, if you have some questions directly to him. The landscape for education is changing with the local control funding formula, with the way we really need to take ownership of our community in terms of education and business partnership. And I know that as I was listening to Tom ask some really, really important questions, not only at the table, but to our teachers, you are very committed to CTE. You're very committed to 21st century learning. And this event is not about the Oxnard Union High School District. This event is for all the schools, all the educators in the county. And that's why we're partnering with the Ventura County Office of Education. Again, we appreciate Stan being here and his crew, but we want to work together, and whatever we learn, we want to be able to share. And we appreciate you being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Are we having a good day? Yes. High energy in this room. Great leadership in this room. Gabe told me that it would be a day when I would be really energized and be hard put to keep up with the enthusiasm and energy of the faculties, the teams, and the schools we visited, or with this group. So I did run several miles this morning. I drank 3.5 cups of coffee to try to get revved up to match your energy, but I don't think I can do it because you guys are awesome. And this is just a great day for me to see what's happening in terms of the result of real visionary leadership, connecting education, community, business in a very vibrant, real way. And so I want us to just recognize again, Gabe Samakian's leadership is stellar. It's cutting edge for the state. Great things are happening in Oxnard Union District. So let's thank the superintendent one more time. And I've had the privilege of working with Stan Mantooth, who's been, as not only Ventura's superintendent, Stan Mantooth has been a leader statewide, and he's going to be the incoming president of ACSA. And he believes in career technical education. He believes in these connections. So, CESESA, you're the CESESA leader coming in, and I want to just thank you for that leadership. And he'll be a statewide recognized figure. I've already seen him when I'm testifying in the center, I'm testifying in the assembly. He's right there as a voice for the county offices of education and for Ventura County. So thank you, Stan. So what a difference a year makes, what a difference an election makes, what a difference it is that we have some breathing room so we can build innovative programs and rebuild programs that work. And I just want to thank all of you in your various capacities. Joining the voters of California, we passed Prop 30 and Prop 39. We had a financial crisis. It's been punishing. It's been just wreaking havoc in terms of morale and in terms of disruption of programs. But we now have breathing room. We have a chance to, again, rebuild. There is hope. There is a boost in morale. There are less pink slips, and the morale is going up in our schools. And so the kind of innovative programs that you're going to hear more about today from Gabe and from others who are involved in this creative partnership will lead the way, I think, for the whole state. I was so impressed, and I was asked to share just some of what I saw. I went to a number of the academies. I'm a strong believer in these partnership academies. We have 500 partnership academies in California. And when students see the relevancy of whether it's in engineering, whether it's in culinary arts, whether it's in performing arts, whether it's in health and biomedicine academies, they see the relevancy of their learning, and they know they need to know the math. If you're a nurse or a doctor and you give an injection that's 1 decimal point off in the strength of the medication, it can be fatal. So if you're a carpenter and you're cutting a beam and you miss it by a couple of inches and you waste a lot of lumber, this is not good. So the students get motivated, and they're doing their homework, and they're staying the course, and graduation rates go up. Dropout rates go down. Crime goes down. And we also see college-going rates go up at the same time. So that's what's all about here in Oxnard and in Channel Island, in the other schools in this great district. I have a background. I was in the Merchant Marine, and I ended up also being a marine biology teacher. And I think, you know, we're trying to link learning. You had a great culinary program at the one school and a great marine biology program. David Haynes is here in charge of the marine biology program. Just stand up, Dave, to be recognized. It's great. But it's the new learning. The Common Core standards do it. This district's doing it. It's more teamwork, critical thinking, problem solving, taking evidence and applying it to your hypothesis, to your theory. A lot of skills. So again, I see this happening across the district. I thought also it's getting out of silos, and math and science shouldn't be taught separately, and social studies and history. It should all be integrated. I was thinking with the culinary program and Dave's program, when I taught my marine biology classes, some of you might know what a sea cucumber is. You know what a sea urchin is. And students ask, well, isn't it a plant? It doesn't move. Where's its brain? It doesn't have eyes. But so we could, you know, combine lessons in that with the culinary program, because you can actually eat sea urchins, right? Don't eat the shell. And the sea cucumbers, you can put red pepper on the sea urchin, and then with the sea cucumbers, you can make sea cucumber soup. So we could combine. You thinking about that, Dave, combining the culinary? Yeah, okay.
I'm entering my phone right now.
There you go. I mentioned to the transportation students an important lesson I learned. Out of high school, I really had a great high school education, you know, had entry to college ready to go, and I decided to take some time off because I wanted to do some other experiences. So I joined the Merchant Marine, sailed around the world, Vietnam, and so forth. And what I learned, though, is that there were skills that I didn't get trained in, but that many, many young people need to be exposed to and have their skills tapped and have their aspirations tapped. And so I could see a machinist that when a pump broke down or condenser, an engine tear apart, I worked with them, tear it apart, put it back together. Machinists would take metal parts that were broken, craft new parts, electricians knew what to do. I came to appreciate there are many intelligences and many different ways to get students hooked into education. And so I mentioned to the auto tech students that they have a chance to not only get skills that will give them a great job, but also just feel self-confident and succeed in life. I want to say that we're moving forward on a statewide basis with the implementation of Common Core. I think Gabe's going to talk a little bit more about it, but again, it's connecting curriculum and it's linking out to the community. This Oxnard Union High School District is one of few in the state of 20 pilot projects. My department reviewed applications from all over California, and Oxnard Union's was right at the very, very top. It's not only in the top 20, it's in the top 5 in the state. So thanks again to the great leadership in this community. I know you have plans for a STEM academy. You have 2 other high schools that are being built that will be academies from wall to wall. And it's this relevancy. It's connecting young people to their own talents, to their inner strengths, to their aspirations, to their dreams. Making that education relevant is what motivates young people to stay the course. We will be having the new standards coming out in science, so I know that your STEM program is something very special that you're working to develop. I'm also very big on technology, the potential of education technology, from the whiteboards and interactive boards to the computers. And we're having an initiative to get one-to-one computing capacity in all the schools in California. I call it No Child Left offline. We're leaving the No Child Left behind because they didn't send us the money to implement it, but from the feds. But this is a local homegrown California program, and guess what? This district is a leader in the state because you have Wi-Fi in all of your campuses because of the leadership in this district. Do you know that? So again, congratulations. I'll finally end with saying, and see if you have any questions, and I want to be cognizant of the program, because there's going to be interaction. You're going to get to sign up to be a partner in these partnerships and to really be part of the future. But I'm seeing the strength of education. We had a crisis in finances, but we also had a crisis in confidence. But when the public sees, and when business get to visit and see firsthand what's going on in schools like here in the Oxnard Union High School District, their confidence builds back up, and they're willing to invest more in our schools. And so it's a rich opportunity. I'm meeting with the biomedical community. I had a symposium with Bayer Eli Lilly and Johnson & Johnson, a number of other companies. We went to Northrop Grumman. We met with the aerospace industry, the defense industry. These rich partnerships are a two-way benefit. The internships that are provided by the businesses give young people a sense of the jobs that are out there, and it also enriches the curriculum in the school. So I think these business roundtables, we're going to continue around the state. I do want to say thank you to the teachers one more time. And teachers and administrators, just stand up and recognize, because day to day you do the work of bringing these hopes and dreams alive for the kids of California. All teachers and administrators, thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you to the Oxnard School Board, the Oxnard Union High School District, because of that leadership. You're strong, and I do believe, I'll use a nautical term, that you are the wave of the future. Thank you very much. Gabe says time for questions. If some of you have comments you'd like to share or questions, we would take it either way. And again, it's amazing the strength of this turnout and the interest that's shown here in Oxnard and in Ventura County. Really appreciate it. Yes, sir.
I read recently that the funding for CTA was on the block for Governor Brown. Where's that?
CTE funding on the blocks. I am concerned, but I am leading a fight to keep these programs protected. The 500 partnership academies that already exist need to continue to have that funding flow coming from the state, and the ROP programs that Stan, in conjunction with superintendents like Gabe, are implementing. There's also ag incentive grants that are needing to be protected. So I'm proposing that in the local control funding formula that we have a set-aside. We won't call it a categorical program, we'll call it a set-aside, because we already have a structure that's in place that's getting young people prepared for careers and fitting into our economy and filling the STEM pipeline or any other pipeline like the tool industry. We need to keep those going. So I'm proposing that we set aside those programs and the dollars to fund them and not put them into this flex where they'll get lost in the shuffle or diminished over time in the big pot. Thank you. We must protect the programs that are working right now today as we expand the opportunities. Any other questions or answers? You've been great. Good questions. Look forward to working with you and continuing to work with this great district and this great county. Thank you all.